Young, and the Restless spoilers. Nikki and Victor are back to dysfunction. Victor and Nikki find themselves in familiar territory once again, while Sharon helps Noah face Nick's latest setback and Matt continues searching for forgiveness. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, July 31st, and the week and the whole month, with Nikki and Victor ending up right where they always do, with Nikki forgiving Victor, and Victor forgiving Nikki for not thinking there was anything that needed forgiving. In other words, they agree to a fresh start. Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, was furious when she learned that Victor, Eric Braden, brought Patty, Stacey Hayduke, back to Genoa City and had her kidnap Jack, Peter Bergman, so Victor could blackmail Phyllis, Michelle Stafford. Nikki was so furious that she walked out on her psycho of a husband. The pair almost found common ground again, but then Patty almost killed Diane, Susan Walters, and Jack. Victor couldn't believe Nikki blamed him for that, or that she visited Jack in the hospital and, get this, wished him well. No wife of his would get away with such treason. But then Nikki went blind, and Victor generously allowed her to move back into her own house. What a guy! Then Nikki got her sight back. Okay, fine, Victor will allow her to stay, as long as she never, ever again thinks a thought without Victor's permission. Do they have a deal? Sharon Case, supported Nick's, Joshua Morrow, decision to go to rehab. She fills Noah, Lucas Adams, in, and we presume he'll support his dad as well. Now we just want to know where Christian is. And how old is he? Is he with a sitter? Does he still need a sitter? Is he at camp? Is he off to boarding school with Johnny, Paxton Mishkind, and Katie, Sienna Mercury? Will Sharon looking on him? Will Noah? If Adam, Mark Grossman, ever wants to fight Nick for custody again, now would be a great time. Matt Roger Howarth continues his apology tour. He's said sorry to Nick. She said sorry to Sharon. Now it's Sienna's, Tamara Braun, turn. If she forgives him, then Noah can't be far behind. And then Matt can start making new enemies. Just when it seemed like Nikki and Victor Newman had finally reached a place of peace, the calm may be about to shatter once again. If there is one thing fans of The Young and the Restless have learned over the years, it is that happiness never lasts long in Genoa City, especially for one of daytime television's most iconic couples. After weathering countless betrayals, family feuds, corporate battles, and emotional heartbreak, Nikki and Victor have always managed to find their way back to each other. Their love story has survived decades of twists and turns, but the latest developments suggest that old habits are making a dramatic comeback. And if history has taught viewers anything, dysfunction often follows close behind. Victor has never been known for trusting others. Whether he believes he is protecting his family or preserving the Newman legacy, his instinct is always the same: take control before someone else does. Nikki, however, has spent years trying to convince him that secrets and manipulation only create bigger problems. It appears Victor may have forgotten that lesson once again. Rumors are swirling that Victor is quietly working behind the scenes on another elaborate plan. As usual, he believes the ends justify the means. But while he thinks he's acting in everyone's best interest, Nikki may see things very differently. She has repeatedly warned Victor that making decisions without consulting the people he loves only drives them away. This growing divide couldn't come at a worse time. The Newman family is already under tremendous pressure. Every member seems to be dealing with personal struggles, shifting alliances, and dangerous rivalries. Instead of bringing everyone together, Victor's latest moves could deepen the fractures that already exist. Nikki isn't the woman she was years ago. She has become stronger, wiser, and far more confident in standing up to Victor. Gone are the days when she would simply accept his decisions without question. She now expects honesty, partnership, and respect. That's exactly why Victor's secretive behavior could become a major turning point. At first, Nikki may notice only small inconsistencies: a mysterious phone call, an unexplained meeting, a conversation that suddenly ends when she enters the room. Victor will insist everything is under control, but Nikki's instincts have become too sharp to ignore the warning signs. The more she investigates, the more uncomfortable the truth becomes. Victor may be orchestrating events that affect not only his business empire, but also members of his own family. His intentions could be noble from his perspective, but his methods remain painfully familiar. Manipulation has always been his greatest weapon, and often his greatest weakness. Naturally, Nikki won't appreciate being kept in the dark. Rather than quietly accepting Victor's explanation, she could confront him head-on. Their conversations, once filled with warmth and understanding, may quickly turn into explosive arguments filled with accusations and old resentments. Every unresolved issue from their past could suddenly resurface. Nikki might remind Victor of the countless times his obsession with control nearly destroyed their marriage. She could question why he continues repeating the same mistakes despite promising to change. Victor, meanwhile, would likely argue that difficult decisions require strong leadership and that protecting the Newman family sometimes demands sacrifices others cannot understand. Neither one will be willing to back down. That's what makes this conflict so compelling. Unlike many television couples, Nikki and Victor aren't simply arguing over misunderstandings. Their disagreements come from fundamentally different views of trust, loyalty, and power. Nikki believes openness strengthens relationships. Victor believes information is power, and power should be carefully managed. Those opposing philosophies have fueled decades of unforgettable drama. Meanwhile, the rest of the Newman family won't be able to ignore the growing tension. Victoria may find herself caught between supporting her father's business instincts and sympathizing with her mother's frustration. Nick could once again become the peacemaker, hoping to prevent another family crisis before it spirals out of control. Adam, never one to miss an opportunity, might even exploit the division if it serves his own interests. If that happens, Victor's attempt to protect the family could ironically make everything much worse. The emotional stakes continue rising as Nikki begins questioning whether Victor truly sees her as an equal partner. After everything they've endured together, being excluded from important decisions may hurt more than the secrets themselves. Trust isn't rebuilt through grand gestures. It's rebuilt through honesty. Victor often struggles to understand that distinction. Instead of admitting he was wrong, he usually doubles down on his choices, convinced that time will eventually prove him right. Unfortunately, that mindset has repeatedly created emotional distance between him and Nikki. Could history be repeating itself once again? Fans certainly know better than to expect an easy resolution. The chemistry between Nikki and Victor has always thrived during moments of conflict. Their passionate confrontations are every bit as memorable as their romantic reunions. They challenge each other in ways few couples can, making every disagreement feel deeply personal and emotionally layered. Still, even the strongest relationships have limits. If Nikki feels that Victor values control more than their partnership, she may begin questioning whether their future together can truly be different from their past. That doesn't necessarily mean a permanent separation is on the horizon, but it could mark the beginning of another painful chapter in their complicated love story. Victor, of course, won't easily accept losing Nikki's confidence. Once he realizes the damage has been done, he'll likely launch a determined effort to repair the relationship. Whether through heartfelt apologies, dramatic gestures, or bold promises of change, Victor has never been afraid to fight for the woman he loves. The challenge is convincing Nikki that this time will actually be different. That may prove easier said than done. Viewers have watched this cycle unfold countless times over the years. Victor keeps secrets. Nikki discovers them. Tempers explode. Hearts break. Eventually, love finds a way to pull them back together. Yet every new conflict leaves emotional scars. Perhaps that's what makes Nikki and Victor one of daytime television's most enduring couples. They aren't perfect. Their relationship isn't built on fairy tale romance or effortless trust. Instead, it's built on resilience, the ability to survive storms that would destroy most marriages. Still, resilience shouldn't be mistaken for invincibility. As fresh secrets emerge and old wounds reopen, Nikki and Victor appear headed toward another emotional collision. Whether this crisis ultimately strengthens their bond or pushes them further apart remains one of the biggest questions facing Genoa City. One thing seems certain: peace inside the Newman mansion may be short-lived, with hidden agendas, emotional confrontations, and family loyalties all hanging in the balance. Fans should prepare for another unforgettable chapter in Nikki and Victor's legendary saga. Because when these two fall back into their familiar patterns of love, pride, and dysfunction, the fireworks are guaranteed to keep viewers talking long after the credits roll.